Megatron. Shockwave. It does not need to be like this, old friend. You made it this way, Megatron. You chose the other side. It stopped being about sides when the Allspark was taken off Cybertron. Our whole planet dies without it. Hundreds and thousands of civilians, innocents, sacrificed for what? For our glory. No! We will conquer this world and resurrect our own under Decepticon rule. With this, the Autobots will kneel before us. We began this war so none would have to kneel. It all has to end. It will end. Sooner than you think.
What's up, YouTubers, one and all? My name is Satan1987, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Earthspark Deluxe Class Shockwave. This is by far the worst of the bunch, mainly because it is just a simple repaint. Well, actually, the worst of the Deluxe classes. Worst of the Warriors will go to Skywarp, because, again, that's a repaint. They did nothing. Although, it isn't entirely bad when you fiddle around with it. The only thing that kind of makes it better is the fact that it has a much different color scheme than just the bland purples and just blacks. Like, it's unique. And that's why I like this Shockwave better than the Cyberverse one. Which is why I picked splitting them up. Also because it includes an extra arm for a Mandroid. But we won't be building him till around the end of the year, because distribution can be an ass. Also, this is his render, and yeah. If Hasbro really tried, they could actually make a better figure for this, but nope. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shot, 20 steps, which they are really easy, and it's just not even the fact that it feels more like 10 steps, like, really. But that's it for the box, so let's open them up, and let's see how cool he actually is. So here's Shockwave out of his packaging. Yes, he already has weapon attached, and this is the limb he comes with. This is Nova Storm's arm from Earthspark, and even though we're never going to get a Nova Storm figure at this point, is like, this isn't the same arm that he got from the show. So clearly they actually had something hit. They were trying not to spoil too much in terms. So I'm kind of glad about that. I'm kind of glad that they chose this arm, but in reality, it was actually Brawl's arm, which, frankly, I want an Earthspark figure of Brawl, of Swindle, of Soundwave, of Skullcruncher, of Deluxe Class Elita 1, mind you. I want all the Terrans as well, even though we're gonna Warrior Class Thrash on the way. No, seriously, I actually bought him, and he is, in fact, on the way. And, speaking of the Earthspark figures, here he is with Elita. With his nemesis from Episode 16, Warzone, Megatron. And I know what you're thinking. This guy is completely inaccurate. You're right. But for some reason, he's so goddamn fun. Maybe even a little bit more than Megatron or Optimus. And that's kind of saying something. Like, he's a little bit more articulate. Like, there's a lot going on with him. And by the way, all the tank mode articulation is for robot mode, so we'll just do only robot mode articulation for that. If we want to take a look at Twitch, we'll get Thrash for comparison with this guy later. But for now, this is essentially it. We're also going to get Bumblebee, even though we haven't had them to fight yet. Also, actually, now that I think about it, keep her away from him, because this is actually the freaking immobilizer. I really do like how it's painted. I really do like how a lot of things blew me away with this figure. I didn't think I would like it, but I do. I like it as all the rest of the Earthspark figures. Well, almost. I'm looking at you, Alita. I'm sorry, but I'm looking at you. If you want a Voyager class, look no further than Battle Trap or Optimus again. If you want a leader class, how about again one of my favorites. And again, I don't know what is it with it. There's just something off of transformation that's just not letting it, you know, sit straight, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why, but it's not sitting straight. And the back half, of course it is. And then, of course, we got Scourge. Ooh, might I add, still gonna fuck him up. Sorry. Like, I'm doing that to everyone, I'm sorry. But Scourge is beginning to be one of my favorite villains, even more than Lockdown, and that's saying something. Like, Rise of the Beast is coming out, and I'm gonna freaking love this film. Also, maybe, you know what, the hell of it. Here's an actual soundbite, you're welcome. Alright, let's get down to transformation, shall we? Alright, to transform Shockwave, it is really easy. Like, really easy. So first, take off the immobilizer and take off the cannon. They say this guy's 20 steps, it feels like 10. So, take this off and just leave it off to the side. And then, essentially, you're gonna straighten out and spin around the feet. Straighten out, spin out the feet. That is half the robot mode finished. So now you're going to flip these back. Flip these back. Shoot this out. And then fold this over his head. And clip into place. And that's kind of the hardest part of transformation back to robot vehicle mode. Is that part. Then you're going to spin his arms around, bring these out, and I really do like how they did this. You're going to bring the hands out, fold the vehicle mode feet in, and then put that down. Again, for a literal repaint / inaccurate toy, this is actually more fun than I thought it would be. And then finally, you're going to clip this back in. You're going to clip it back in, like so. You're going to fold it upwards, tab it in place, and then you can connect it on the left arm. Let's put the cannon, or put the immobilizer on the right hand, because that's exactly how it was in the show. And there you have Shockwave in his robot mode. This is the simplest transformation, and I'm kind of jealous of it. I'm kind of jealous that the transformation is better than any other figures. Like, I don't know what it is, but this figure is better than I thought it would be, and people keep giving it shit. I mean, to be fair, they've already seen the same figure, just with different colors. But you know what? I think the yellow is what makes this figure better, because the original didn't have any yellow besides the eye. It was just different shades of purple and black. That's it. This figure, I believe, does this way better. Like, this actually does the G1 Shockwave right. Not the Cyber. This does Shockwave right. And again, I regret selling my Dark in the Moon Shockwave. I regret selling my Core Class Shockwave. But you know what? This is a Shockwave I'm not going to sell at all. Like seriously, this is a good Shockwave. And let's take a look at the noggin. I know, like, it is nothing compared to CGI model, but, like, it is so good. I don't know why, but it's just good. Again, I have to say I love Shockwave, and there's so much more to be done with him. First of all, again, this is his weapon.
mobilizer. You can just simply peg into his hand like that. But something else that I've noticed is that this is on a cord, but it can extend farther. And playing it right. Dark of the Moon Shockwave, essentially. Basically with the Shockwaves with the right arm cannon. Yeah, I mean, why not? Dare I say, why not? You know? Could be fun. Only problem is the fist gets on a little too tightly on this arm. But, there's that. Let's bring it back to this arm. And, try to avoid the copyright music in the background. But, there we go. In terms of articulation, head is on a 360. It does not move up and down. Arms are on a 360. They can go back that far. Forward that far. They are on a 360 bicep swivel. Hands are actually, if you do it right, they are actually on a swivel as well, so that's good. The right arm, the left arm or right arm, whichever one you have the gun on, is limited because of the cannon. Waist rotation. Full splits, or even farther. Beat that, Megatron. Kick forward that far. Kick back that far. Huge over 90-degree bend. And then big ankle tilt. Especially if it's that far. But if it's like this, then it's not that big. But especially if it's like that, then yeah, it's big. So, this guy's really articulate compared to... Also, his weapon can peg on the back like this. But anyways, this guy is articulate, and he is kind of superior to Megatron. I'm sorry, but I'm liking Shockwave a lot more. Yes, liking a racist. What the fuck is wrong with me? Racist. Fuck you. And then we're going to bring in the other stuff for Earthspark, such as Optimus Prime. Can't wait to see these two fight it out in Earthspark. Like, really. It seems like a really good fight, maybe, if they'd do it, if they'd actually do it. With Bumblebee, again, could be good. With Twitch, you know how that happened. It didn't end well for you. Back away. Back away from him right now. And finally, with Alita. So, there you go. Alright, let's get down to transformation. You know, I forgot some others. Let's bring in Battle Trap. Because they're kind of the same voice actor. Well, not in Earthspark, but still. I believe this is a good setup, you know. Shockwave and that. And of course, again, why do I keep bringing him here? Because he is one of my favorite leader classes. Scourge. He has no respect for you. What the hell? I am logical. Oh! All racists must die. Thank you. All racists must die. Alright, you said that already. Turning to transformation to vehicle mode to end the review. First of all, we're going to take the gun out if it hasn't popped out already. We're going to take these, flip them inwards, flip these parts out, flip this part in, encase it, spin it around and lift it straight up, like so. Do the same thing on the other side. In fact, just bring this down and bring this entire section down, like so. You'll get that out of the way in a moment. Bring it up, bring it out, bring it down, like so. Very easy transformation, like I'm not even kidding. Spin these around and bring them down, like so. Really, the hardest part is this chest part. You have to essentially, 1, flip this up, 2, push force. Like, I'm sorry, but this is something that I'm scared will one day break the figure. Or not. And then just simply fold these down. Fold these down. Then just push it in. I said, push it in. So these just sit there on top. These just spread out. Like so. And this just comes around and this just slots in right there. It doesn't really turn or anything, it just, I mean it does turn, but comes with the cable and whatnot. And then finally, gun right here. Or even on here if you wish. But I'd rather here, it seems a little bit more streamlined like that. And there's Shockwave and the end of the review. Thank you all for watching. Next review is going to be finally. We're doing some reviews that we got a month ago, right before for my birthday. Starting with the worst of them all, Jolt. And as always, to all are one.